Ciao a tutti, buongiorno. It is Sam from A Perry Life, and in today's video, we're going to talk about Halle Bailey and why people are so obsessed with whether or not she is pregnant, specifically in the Black community. Now, this is going to all be my opinion. It's all speculation. She has not confirmed or denied whether or not she is pregnant, but I've been seeing some videos and some like posts circulating on social media, and I figured I would comment on this. I made a video about her a while ago. I'm not sure if it's public still on my page, but it kind of, reading about her and her sister's upbringing and the history of their rise to fame, it really made me a fan because they were just like true talents. They were sort of kind of like Justin Bieber's of like the young Black girl. I cannot think of another Black celebrity that had rose to fame the way that they did outside of actually no one. If I had to think of another celebrity who had like a successful singing career or whatnot, the only person I can think of right now is a Justin Bieber, but I'm also kind of out of sync with a lot of the modern singers. So if you can think of another singer who is similar to how Justin Bieber's rise of fame happened, please comment it down below in the comment section. But either way, listening to them and supporting them, her and her sister, she is one half of the singing group Chloe and Halle, and being a fan of her and her sisters, it has really perplexed me on why people are so obsessed with her being pregnant. So I figured I would make a video about what it could possibly be. So before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am Sam. I'm a Black woman that lives between Florence, Italy, and New York City. On this channel, we talk about a lot of things, including pop culture, life in Italy, situations with minorities, fun stuff, serious stuff, relationships. We talk about a little bit of everything. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and support your girl. So let's get into this Halle Bailey situation, right? So just for a little bit of background, Halle is 23 years old. She is half of the group Chloe and Halle, and she has a very accomplished background. She's been in Grownish, she's been in some Disney movies. Of course, the biggest Disney movie, which released earlier this year, 2023, The Little Mermaid, which caused a lot of speculation when it was announced that she would actually be Ariel. She's going to be in The Color Purple, which is scheduled to release later this year in 2023. She was in Let It Shine. She is a protege of Beyonce, and she has been nominated for Grammys. So it's kind of funny because when I look at her and her sister, I do have this type of an image of the good girls, and I think because they started so young and they were known for their natural aesthetics. They're having locks. I'm not sure if it's dreadlocks, but I know they have locks. I don't think they're Rastafarian, but they had locks and they were sisters. So it was like empowering two people together. And then they kind of had like this very innocent appeal, which I think that the Black community liked having as a representation of Black women. Fast forward to 2021. Her and her sister released a fantastic album. I believe it's 2021, 2020. A fantastic album that they did a Tiny Desk concert for. They gave vocals. They gave producing. It was an amazing album. And then we had them debut solo. So Chloe and Halle went from having one Instagram to having two separate Instagram. And that's where we saw them both display their individual personalities. Halle having like the kind of soprano, operatic, angelic type feel, which I think her getting casted in the Disney role only heightened that. And Halle, excuse me. Halle had that. And then Chloe chose kind of like the Christina Aguilera dirty type of vibe. So she wanted to be much more promiscuous. She wanted to tap into her sexuality. She wanted to show that she was sexual. And she hasn't really like publicly dated anyone like seriously, but she wanted to be taken as a sexual adult. Now, this is the funny thing, because when I think of this, and when I think of like sisters where one is much more promiscuous, like publicly, like one that might be a little more scantily clad, as they say in the South, typically the one that is quieter is the one that might curse more, might be more sexual, that might be in a relationship with a guy that, you know, has low values or something. It's kind of funny, because the one that you would look at that might publicly be making a stance or showing a certain way, typically is the one that isn't. And in this case, I really think this might be the thing. So Chloe, sorry guys, I'm going to mix them up. I'm talking about Halle, but I might say Chloe more than I say Halle. So excuse me if I correct myself. So Halle is in a relationship with DDG, who is a YouTube star. I don't follow him, but I know he has a lot of followers. And over the last few months, it has been speculated that him and her are in a relationship. People are not necessarily so happy with the fact that they are in a relationship, because I think that they think that she could. Oh, he has almost 3 million subscribers. I have no idea who he is, but I know him from Halle. He has almost 3 million subscribers on YouTube. So there you go. There's not much I can say about that. He's a successful YouTuber, having even a few 100,000 or tens of thousands of followers on YouTube. People quit their job for. So he's a successful YouTuber, and she's dating him. She's 23, he's 25. Aesthetically, they look like a very nice couple. But I think like her being in the place of, on the road of being a successful movie star, and we have her on this pedestal, I think that her being with him, who does these silly YouTube videos and that makes this silly music or whatnot, and it's no disrespect to him, it's just a few things that I've just seen online, I think people think he's below her. And if you think of just like celebrity status, being YouTube famous and being famous considering that she is the protege of Beyonce, she's with Rock Nation, she's Ivy Park brand ambassador, I think she was, but I know they are brand ambassadors for Pink, which is the Victoria's Secret brand. I know that she's doing something, I believe, at Crocs. I've seen some ads for her. So she is like an A-list, B-list celebrity with a YouTuber. And people have, between her and her sister, there has been such a revolt in them breaking the idea of what we want them to be. It's almost been, it's an interesting case study. I'm not a historian. I don't know anything about like deep history of African American studies or anything like that. You guys got to go on Man the Seals for that. But what I've noticed over the last couple of years is that Chloe has been bashed tremendously for her breaking out and becoming this sexual being, which if you look at her counterparts, people who are similar to her, the Coco Jones, the Normanis, the Tinashe, she's kind of doing the same thing that they are doing. And people say it's not authentic, but I almost have like, it's a conflicting feeling, because how can we tell a person how to be authentic? And was the image that her, meaning Halle and her sister Chloe, that was put out, was that inauthentic? So Chloe has been bashed. Well, I recently did a video about Funky Dineva chewing her up. He chewed her up when they were talking solely about Halle. They weren't even talking about Chloe, and they chewed Halle up. He chewed Chloe up. And when I look at the two together, I look at, because of their locks, because of their like them having this kind of juvenile, fresh, breath of fresh air, let me sage the house type of energy, I think we've put them in a box that is a pretty sad box. It's not a box that I see them actually being happy in. They are both young adults. Halle is 23 years old. She is successful. There are a lot of celebrities that had their kids young. And it's not really like she's pregnant, hypothetically, allegedly. We don't know if she is. But if she were pregnant, she's not pregnant from someone who is not successful. He is a successful YouTuber. I tell you something. If I walk to somebody on the street right now, a regular Joe, not a person who's married, that, like the average middle class person, and I said to them, would you marry a successful YouTuber? The answer would be yes. And by industry standards, this guy, DDG, and I don't know his real name. I guess I should look that up. DDG, he has almost 3 million followers. His real name is Daryl. Daryl has almost 3 million followers on YouTube. People are eating off of that. And you guys know what I mean. It's a nice life. It is not a life of servitude. It's not a life of customer service. It is indeed a life of luxury. And he's only 25 years old. And a lot of people, which we've seen it with a lot of celebrities who have this fame that they get from social media, and they skyrocket, they go into the, like, oh my gosh, like Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. They go into this like extreme level of fame. And then what do? They end up starting YouTube channels. If you look at some of the biggest celebrities, Jeannie Mai, Candy Burris, Dr. Heavenly, Logan Paul, those guys, Joe Rogan, all of these people are making their money off of social media, YouTube, and they are living great lives. And I feel that what we want our Disney princess to be, and I think that there's also a sense of disappointment, if I'm going to be honest. I think there's a sense of disappointment over the fact that she is young, she's at the height of her career, and she got pregnant. If I had to think of her peers, and this is all allegedly, if she is pregnant, she might not be. She might be toying with us. But if you think of her peers, mind you, she was in Grownish. Halle was in Grownish. And in Grownish was, is it Yara or Zara? Yara Shahidi. She is, not that Halle was in movies with Zendaya, but if you look at her peers, Zendaya, oh my God, what is that beautiful, Marseille. Like, if you look at the potential of what we think that she could do, we're looking at people who don't have kids. And in the Black community, being a young woman that gets pregnant, it is kind of, I'm going to say it, it is a stain on a beautiful shirt. I'm not saying it ruins the shirt, but it is a stain on a beautiful shirt in the Black community. And when you look at if you look at what Halle's success is, the reality is she could take care of the kid on her own. This is just like with the whole situation with, Keke Palmer. You know what I mean? Like, people were like disappointed that Keke Palmer became like a single mother, which I get it. And you become a single mother with a guy who is of middle class or lesser, like, a hypergamous male. And it's just like, there's so many feelings that I have about the situation, but I was just like, and you guys can comment down below and let me know what you think, because I just came back from work. I was sitting there having some wine. I just seen a picture on the internet, and I was just like, what is like some people are like, congratulations, I think she's having a girl. And I was like, okay, like, that is the first picture or a post that I've seen that looks like that. And then I was like, what is the infatuation with this whole situation? And then not only that, and I understand from a certain extent, we feel that we have a type of ownership in celebrities because we are their biggest supporter. So their lives, even though it's their lives, without the support of their fans, it's like, well, you're nothing. But there's so many fans, you know what I mean? Maybe a lot of fans will understand the need for privacy. And so when I look at it, and I was looking at her and she looked cute, and I was like, maybe she's pregnant, maybe she's not. And I was just like, what is it with her? What is it with her that's making the general public, the black community, so angry or so frustrated or so intrigued with the fact that she is potentially pregnant? And so from my personal opinion, from my Aperi opinion, I would say that I think that she is probably pregnant. I think that she's probably keeping it a secret because of the typical stereotypical stuff with black people and black community and our culture, which is respectful, because I think anyone in any other community would kind of have the same response, whether you're the Latin community, if you're Italian, if you're French, if you have strict parents, if you're from the Middle East. Excuse me. I think you would have a similar opinion depending on your peers and the people who are, kind of affected. I think that's something else that a lot of people of color are frustrated with, because especially when she became the Little Mermaid, there was so much supporting that was needed because of the racism that happened with her being casted in that role. So I think it is with the black people. I think it is disappointing because her being casted in that role was her opportunity to propel and to even bigger, do even more. And I want to be honest, I know that we have like a 2-second attention span or whatnot like that. She will be fine. Her image will be fine. There has been more than enough bad examples of the black generation or black community that I don't think that Halle getting pregnant is going to ruin our reputation. I think that there's a lot of people that are doing that just fine. And I don't know. It just really got to me with this. I think them making them, and not even, maybe it was not making them. Maybe they were just these sweet little angelic girls that ended up transforming into women that were completely different. So I don't know, guys. And what do you all think? What do you think? Do you think that Halle should have thought of the people who are looking up to her? Because that is something. She is a role model. If we are going to be 100% honest, she really, she is a role model. Do we think that Halle should be open to do whatever she wants to because that's her business and it's none of our business? Do you feel that them now being these over-sexual adults from being really like these innocent, sweet little girls just a few years ago, is it too much too soon? And with that, have you looked and reflected on the fact that white celebrities are able to break from their childhood molds? And by that, I mean Britney Spears breaking from her innocent childhood image, Christina Aguilera doing the same thing with kind of becoming over-sexualized, whatever, Justin Timberlake being the bad boy, Justin Bieber being the bad boy. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think. When I think of Raven Simone, I don't even look at her when I think of black celebrities, which Raven Simone says she doesn't see color. I don't even think of her being one of those people that I see from childhood success to growing into Raven Simone is very much so still in the Disney box. And Disney has accepted via a box the LGBTQ, but there's nothing about necessarily, there ain't no single mother, unwed mothers in Disney's any of their stories. So anyway, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know that you came by. This is Sam from Aperi Life with an Aperi opinion. And this was really fun to make. And let me know if you guys like these type of videos. Ciao, ciao.